Welcome, welcome. It is Attachment Wednesdays here with Featherweight 38 and Featherweight Doctor. That's right, it's the Lucy and Ethel show. I can't even say it without. Here, I'm gonna grab Alicia because this is just gonna go downhill. I can just tell already. Let's see, grid. Is that how you do it? Nope, that's not right. Sorry, friends. There. Okay. All right, Alicia, welcome. All right, I'm going to pull up feeds here. How's your day, girl?
Hanging in there. Got this attachment working. That's all I can say is like, we've got this. Unlike Darlene, I had some technical difficulties on my end and was like SOSing. But once I figured out how to fold the fabric and it was smooth sailing from there. So we've taken the hard complication out of this to make this a lot easier for all of you.
I had some trouble, and then, well, actually, that's not true. So Alicia messaged me, and she's like, "Help!" And I'm like, "Oh no!" So I get home last night. I've done a big bunch of nothing the last couple days. I've been dealing with car stuff. My daughter's car needed new tires, which means it needed an alignment. I needed a tire rotation. I don't want to go to the tire store one more time this week. So it was like, I was in a smidge of panic when you were like, this is more difficult than it looks. And I'm like, didn't you? I mean, because we both did some like YouTubing and stuff, just to get a quick little refresher course. But okay, I need to say hi to some friends real quick. I have YouTube not up just yet. Live.
Where's your help?
She is taking shipping. Apparently, I wasn't the only one a little behind today. There she, there she is. Okay, save. All right. Polly, if you're there, there's Polly. Hi, Polly. Polly is Blue Diva. I finally asked her name. And hi, Rhonda in North Dakota. Thanks for joining us over on YouTube. All right, let's say hi to our friends on Facebook. We have Michelle from Oklahoma, Odie from. She goes, "Hello, darling. I'm attached." Odie from Oregon, Anna Lewis from Cali, Elizabeth Sowers on from Indy. Hello, Lawrence. Lawrence says, "Hello, Alicia, Darlene, and friends from Ohio." Mm-hmm. Becky's on from Texas. 61 here, very unusual for May, but I love it. She said, "Hey, Alicia." Mel and Joe are on. They're still in Navarro, Florida. They go diving. They're both like master divers. Isn't that fun?
I'm afraid to go diving. I'm not gonna lie. Like the whole ear thing, freaks me out just a little bit.
We used to have a big diving pool when we lived in Arizona, and it was like not one of the legal ones because the house was so old. Like it was like 9 or 10 feet at the bottom of the pool because there was like a legit like diving board that you could kill yourself on. And I didn't even like swimming to the bottom of that pool, so I can't imagine that.
Well,
I would be
here
like,
in Ohio, we're not going to ever get summer because it's freezing. Like May, we typically have to me, it is freezing here. So I guess I won't be worried about diving.
It's 70 here. What's there?
It's like 65 and breezy, and and it's not usually like that. We're usually having nice weather.
Are you a wimp?
Yes, I am. Thank you very much.
I just got you a wimp. I cleaned it up. I was going to say something else, and then I thought, whoop, family show. Hi, Carla. Sorry, I got distracted from my hellos. Hi, Carla. Hi, Elaine. Hi, Joanne from Mississippi. Thanks for joining us. Gwen is on from Minnesota. Hi, sweetheart. She called me. She goes, "Look, Darlene, we might make a sewist out of you yet." Went over on Instagram. I'm like, I doubt it. Hi, Susan Woods Long in Arlington. Oh, Becky Ray isn't here right now. She's taking shipping. Hi, Kathy. Watching and working. Kathy's my buddy, my local buddy here in the Woodinville, Redmond area. Sharon's on from Iowa. Val. Hi, sweet Val. Val is my buddy works at Cassipium. It's one of my favorite fabric shops in Issaquah, Washington. Nancy's on from Lake Stevens. Sandy Reese is on from Maine. Jen's on. Mary's on from Kansas. Oh, Rose is on. Hi, Rose. Long time no see. Thanks for popping on and saying hi. Linda's on from Tennessee. No gas at the gas stations. Why is that? Is there a storm coming? Did everybody fill their tanks? Fran's on, too, from Indiana. Jen, Debbie's on from Kentucky. Good Lord. Franny's on. Connie's on. Linda's on. Well, the Indiana contingent is present. There's like 4 people from Indy on. Let's see. Debbie says, we have a freeze warning. She's in Kentucky. Freeze warning here tonight, too. Low 50s in Ohio.
See?
No, don't
I'm not a wimp. We have a freeze warning because I'm only an hour away from the Kentucky border. So.
Oh, and a whole bunch more people jumped on YouTube too. Okay. Hi, friends. Thank you for watching us on YouTube. All right. Gas line got hacked, Deb Z said.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I don't watch the news. It's too depressing.
I don't either, but it's all over Facebook, and I'm not going to lie. I've been making sure that my car's tanks are on F because it's going to affect the East. Supposedly, it's affecting the East Coast.
How does a pipeline get hacked?
It's apparently a cyber attack.
Oh, shut the front door. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeeks. Okay. And I'll say one more. Kathy Nix from Richland, Missouri. Hello. Thanks for joining us. Okay. Everybody, if you are just watching us for the first time, my name is Darlene with Featherweight Doctor, and
I'm Alicia with Featherweight 38.
Okay. Some people call us Lucy and Ethel. Some people call us that. It's fine. It's fine.
We have fun. That's the thing. You're gonna have fun.
Yeah, if we're gonna be sequestered to TV, well, YouTube or Facebook a couple times a week, we might as well have a good time, right? Like, you and I have never professed to know everything about these little machines, so we're learning too, which is kind of cool. So anyway, Alicia was being super transparent when she told everybody that she was having a little trouble figuring out this little beast. We were both super scared. We're going to be totally honest. We were super scared of this little sucker. There's lots of adjustments on it. So
it didn't look friendly.
It didn't look friendly, but isn't it cool though? When we finally figured it out. I'm seriously contemplating what I possibly could make with this little guy that wouldn't include a little pinafore dress or something.
Oh, come on.
No. No.
You really think about just, vintage and just where the mind step and the engineering was of this time period. This attachment scared the living daylights out of me, but just what it can do and what a lot of these attachments can do and just the time period that this came out. I mean,
I know.
Majority of people were making their own clothes, so they had to have these things.
I know. It's crazy.
It is so cool. It's definitely like you're sitting in your chair and you're taking a step back in time. You've got your cute little featherweight and your attachments, and you're kind of like the child that's learning from their mom, when mom was teaching their kids how to sew. It's like, oh my gosh, how do I work this? But when you figure it out.
This was one of those feet that didn't come as part of the original attachment. Right. So if ladies and gentlemen, if you have this with your featherweight, it means that they had to pay separate for this. This wouldn't have come with it. They're still pretty easily. I mean, I've got like 10 of them on the website. So, I mean, it's not like if you don't have one, you can buy one now. It's not like the penguin or whatever, which is super rare. But it definitely meant that whoever procured this little attachment wanted to do an elevated version of something, because this is strictly meant for decorative type stitching. There's no function in this particular foot at all.
And I'll just make a note, it's not in the manual because I looked.
No, because this was an extra little add-on piece.
Right.
So what I think is particularly amazing about this, Alicia's going to show you guys how to set it up and stuff, is that not only does it make like the perfect little pin tuck, but it sets up the next one without you having to get your little ruler out and measure everything.
Right.
So I just think it's amazing. I just think it's amazing. Gwen says, beat sewing all by hand. All by hand. Amen. So I made a little sample. I know Alicia did too. I used white thread on my black fabric so it really stood out. There was some. Look, oh, you have your little. Well, I wanted to do like a whole piece of it because I thought. So we're going to talk about this. I was trying to think of like some modern day applications that quilters might find interesting since I'm a quilter, not a sewist. Sorry, Gwen, I don't think it's ever going to happen. Because I actually was thinking like if you're a bag maker,
yeah,
this would be a cool pocket, don't you think? Like, and then you could even like sew your seams like up and down so it has some like dimension to it. That was something I thought would be cool.
Even
or
if you just wanted the back of your bag to have like this fancy, like if you did like a cloth tote.
Yeah, right. Or a zipper pouch was another thing that I thought would be really cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, Odie said applique blocks. I was actually thinking that this would be kind of a cool quilt block idea, but you'd have to be careful with your quilter because this would make me want to poke my eyes out if I had the long arm on the computerized setting. Just saying. There would be an upcharge for working with a block that had this in it. So anyway, yeah. All right.
Note to self, make a whole quilt out of it and say, here you go, Darlene.
No. Darlene's quilting business is past the stage of we'll sew anything for money. We are well past that stage. Oh, that's a good idea too, Polly. Elbow patches on a leather jacket sleeve. That's a good idea too.
Ooh, yeah.
I like that. Smocking for a pillow cover. Gwen, good idea. Miss Sewist. Becky says, then you must be Lucy. She tried to make herself a dress on one of the I Love Lucy shows, and she's definitely not a sewist. Well, but
she had the one arm that was actually shorter than the other. Have you ever seen that one? It's like she's like made this big balloon arm, and then she comes out and she's just like crying. It was the funniest thing.
Okay. I think I'm going to have to YouTube or Google that tonight because that sounds hilarious.
It is hilarious.
A tuxedo shirt. Mel. Now, Mel is a sewist. Like, she's pretty fancy. She makes, like, tailored jackets and shirts and stuff.
Aww.
Oh, can I just hijack the show for 1 second? I was having a conversation with my husband. I don't know if you were listening to, I don't remember if it was Friday or Monday's show where we were talking about fly fishing. And I said that I wanted to learn how to fly fish. And my sweet friends, Joe and Mel, said, oh, Joe can make you a fly fishing rod. And I'm like, cool. You guys, do you know that you can't talk while you're fly fishing? And he looks at me like I had two heads. He goes, you'll scare the fish away, Darlene. And I'm like, he's like, it's like hunting. I'm like, you can't talk when you go hunting? No, this might fall under the category of stuff that Darlene is really not capable of doing. Not talking.
There's no way. There's no way.
You should have seen the look on my husband's face. It was priceless. He was like, you can't talk? Oh, it would be my luck that I'd get laughing about something and I'd scare all the fish away for everybody on the stream because I'd be cackling away.
They'd be like throwing you overboard.
Darlene, leave the river. Leave the river.
Oh no.
Okay, sorry. Total side note. Hey, Alicia, go.
Well, you won't catch Alicia fly fishing. She has too big of a mouth for that, and
because there's no talking.
There's no talking. I don't do well with no talking. I was the kid at school that had the desk that was separated from everyone else. So,
K Webster with an E. Sorry, hijack again. I can sell you one of the 4 screws for your foot cushions. Email me at info at featherweightdoctor.com. Okay, I'm done talking now. My gosh, everybody's like, you're in trouble now. No talking. Oh my gosh. Okay. So you go. Someone's asking to see the foot up close. So
okay. So I have this cool little book here. It's actually called the Sewing Machine Attachment Handbook. And it's what I used earlier today, so that way I can actually point to what these contraptions are and what they mean with a little tiny, easy to follow description, which might make it better than me just saying this thumb screw and this little thingamajiggy and that and that. So
I like those words though.
I know.
Like the hand wheel, I call it the wheelie bob, and the tension plate, I call them the hamburger buns.
Well, the bobbin case spring, I call the fork.
The what?
The fork.
Oh, I'm totally stealing that.
The fork. It looks like a fork. All right.
It does.
It totally does. All right. So right here is our pin tucking attachment. Is attached so nicely to Clickety. This right here, you want to have it directly underneath the needle bar. And that's because when this goes up and down, like what Darlene was saying, this needs to be able to freely have the motion like that. If that makes sense. Okay.
Oh, so wait, sorry. I just messed up the thing. I'm sorry. Okay, go. I apologize. I screwed up the camera. You might say what you just said, but again, because I think I was trying to get my camera set up and I messed up your camera. Go.
No problem. This right here, which is the marking lever.
Oh, look at you, fancy pants with the actual.
I know. I'm just trying to make sure. So when this goes up and down, it's actually going to move this up and down. And the reason why this needs to move is because it's actually what causes the little indentation that you're going to see when we're sewing along here. So when you're looking at this tucker, you've got these teeny weeny little tiny numbers on this back bar here. And that back bar is called the tuck scale. And the numbers actually indicate the width of the tucks. So that's back here. And
to the 1/8 of a millimeter, right?
Yes. And it's adjusted with this thumb screw called the tuck guide adjusting screw. And when you loosen this whole plate moves back and forth, and it actually moves that little guy right there, which is what you'll set on your number. And I think I have this one set on number, I think it's set on 2.
That's what mine is too.
Okay. I haven't touched this since last night because I was afraid to, I'm not going to lie.
Clickety. Come on, Clickety. I have Morticia here in the wings if we need her. So
there we go. Yeah. This right here looks like a long ruler. It's kind of what I call it. It's got different numberings on here as well. Do you remember the measurement for the top one?
3.
Was that a 1/16 of an inch?
Oh, the measurement. I think so, actually, yeah.
And it's called a space scale. So what this is responsible for is the number on the upper blade. It basically contributes to the width of the space between the tucks. And I've got this one set on, it looks like 3 as well. Between 2 and 3, actually. I should say 2.5. And then we've got these little fancy things down here. This little guy, if you can actually see it, you see how it's like a piece of metal that's bent up. And this top portion right here actually has a groove in it. So when this goes down, that bent piece, which is called the groove blade, it goes into that groove portion, which is, I'm sorry. This top piece is the groove blade, and then this thing is called a spur blade. So anyways, these two pieces of metal go together like so, and there's an indentation. Your fabric is going to sit in between here, And that's what's going to make that light little line that Darlene was talking about, to where it's going to tell you where the next tuck is. And it's you got to really pay attention though on the fabric, because it is light. It is pretty light, but you can find it. I mean, it's not like it's, I don't know.
No, I think it's on there. I think it's clear. Yeah.
Well, we're using black fabric. One of the videos I was using, someone was using white fabric, and it was not.
Oh, marking well.
Yes, it was not marking well. So what I guess we'll do now is I will show you how to load this bad boy. I'm actually going to put you guys back on the tripod and move the tripod down. It might make it a little bit easier.
I also grabbed an iron, Alicia, because I didn't know if it would be better if it was press. Well, obviously the first one you're supposed to press. The first.
I honestly think that it would. I think it's going to make a difference. I'm actually going to move this table out of the way and stick it up closer.
And remember, you're also supposed to set your stitch length to like small, like 15 stitches per inch.
Yeah. Okay. So this is where I was having trouble yesterday, and it was the proper way to actually fold this material. So Darlene pointed out that she had hers from basically salvage to salvage, and she was using the salvage end of the fabric.
To start, yeah.
To start. I actually cut this small piece of fabric because once I was able to get the hang of it, it seemed like I was able to do this correctly. So you actually fold this down. You take the piece of fabric and you're going to fold it to the left. And so what Darlene was talking about is you press that across this top here, and it does make it a lot easier, but for all intents and purposes, I don't have mine pressed. You can hold it down. It's just nice to have that guide. And then you're going to kind of wiggle it underneath, and it's kind of funky how it lays under here, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, because you have to go above the little up marker, but below the little thumb thing, and then it slides exactly underneath the presser foot.
So you'll see underneath here is that little piece of metal, that bar that had that little metal that kind of jets up. And this is going to sandwich in between there. And then it's going to come out over top of here and underneath your your presser foot. You want to stick the needle down first, so that way it locks those stitches in. And the other really important thing, and this is another thing that I was having a slight bit of trouble with, you need to make sure that your fabric, wherever you've got your tuck set to, you want to make sure that that fabric is actually riding up against that side. And yeah, I don't know about you, but you really have to pay attention when you're, because it just seems like it wants to curve off and away.
It does.
If you're not paying attention to it, it messes up the seam, and it also messes up the line that's being impressioned into your fabric for your next fold.
Yeah.
So let me see which way I'm going. There we go. So let's, and I turned off Clickety's light just so that way it wasn't like glaring. You might want to hold your threads. My threads did not get held, so that's on my bad.
Mine either. I have a little thread nest on mine.
Do you?
You guys, see, I would like everybody to know I was sewing while Alicia was talking, so mine is done. Look at the back side with my little line. You guys can see the little line that the marker put in. I mean, come on.
Yep.
I have my iron sitting here, so I'm going to put a fold right at that line and then press it. Because I noticed that if you're kind of, well, particular like I am, it's the quilting thing. Then I want it to be a perfect fold, so that way it lines up into the next groove for the next seam.
And I honestly, like, if you've got like a little tiny iron that you sit next to you when you're like piecing or what have you, I would definitely suggest having that sitting next to you if you're doing a project with this.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did here.
So you can do that, because I do think that ironing it down will definitely help with keeping it in line. And mine, I can tell you right here now, is not staying in line. And I think that that has a lot to do with the fact that mine is not ironed. But
let me see here if this is any easier with the iron.
See it. I don't know if you can actually. Let me just pull the camera out here.
So yesterday when Alicia and I were trying all this stuff out, I pulled Morticia off the shelf, and I had absolutely forgotten how plumb quiet she was. She's just delightful. Okay, so here's my second seam. Oh yeah, there you are.
Yep. So there's
and here's my next one marked.
There's my next one marked. Yep.
Love it.
I like it ironed better. I do.
Yeah, mine's much crisper and sharper looking. Yep. I agree.
I like it ironed better. So if you're going to do this, iron it. For sure.
Yeah, that was not in any of the tips and tricks videos that you and I looked at yesterday.
No, it was not. It was definitely not. It was basically iron the first one and then just keep going. And I'm like, yeah, about
maybe
that.
We were supposed to just, infer that from the thing.
But you know what? When you're trying to learn something new, it's best to be very specific.
I agree. Well, we both agreed that the video tutorials were extremely lacking on this foot.
And very dated, I might add.
Yeah. All right. Team number 3. You guys, look how cute this is. I absolutely think this is the coolest tool. Like, seriously, of all of the ones that we have tried so far, outside of that embroidery foot, I thought that embroidery foot was rather genius. Actually.
That embroidery foot's pretty cool.
But
I'm not
this
gonna lie,
one,
I definitely have a love and appreciation for all of these. I have I don't know. I feel like I was born in the wrong time period, and I say that to a lot of people.
So cute.
But I just have such an appreciation for just these attachments in general. Each one of them is just such a learning curve. It's fun.
Odie wants to know, can you hold the attachment up with the fabric slotted? I can do that because I have 2 sitting here. So, Odie, this is my next, oh gosh, Darlene. This is my next fold. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it underneath that little uptick. I know Alicia had a way cuter name for it than I did. And I was going in between the little, yeah, like that.
Alicia doesn't remember that name though, Darlene.
And then under the foot. Like, so this was literally how I had it slotted. Okay.
Called the spur blade.
Right. I'm just yes, you're just sewing straight seams, Odie. That's all you're doing. And the only thing that the foot is enabling you to do is it's pre-marking your next pin tuck. So you don't have to have because you could just sew straight seams all day long with your regular presser foot. But this one, you can set those gauges so that you can get the exact depth of pin tuck every time and pre-mark the next one where the fold is. It's pretty cool.
We have the tiny ones, but you can adjust this tuck to make it wider. You can, I mean, you could make the tuck at least probably an inch. You know what I mean? And then you can iron these in whichever direction you want them to go.
Polly said, my grandmother used to say every seam sewn must be ironed and pressed before moving on to the next one. Grandma was very, very, very wise.
Yes.
Cynthia, what do you need to see? She said, can't see. What are you having a little trouble seeing? Maybe Alicia and I could show something a little closer. That's why you're the featherweight experts. Oh, she called us experts. That's sweet. And opening new doors for us to explore. Thanks. You are welcome, Gwen. You are very welcome.
We want you to be encouraged to not be afraid to open up your featherweight box, and with all these cool attachments that you get, You know, we want you to be able to identify them. We want you to feel confident in putting them on, so you're not like us that lets them sit in their cute little boxes. And we've sold a couple of them here and there. We've sold a couple of them with the machines, and it's like, what do they do? Not sure. Now we know. Sure. And,
yeah,
you know, we want everyone to feel encouraged and empowered to use them because they are fun. And if you are a sewist, you know what I mean? You're going to want to utilize these things.
For sure. What are we doing next?
I don't know. What do you want to do next? I have cording feet, but I've never done cording feet.
Actually, I was actually thinking the zipper foot, cording foot. Thing.
This is what I have.
Cynthia. Oh, you love me. Thank you. I got my boba drink. Did you open the garage door? No, I did not open the garage door. Cynthia, let me show you. I think you're talking about the fabric slotted. Let me do this here. So you can see there. This is the big long slidey bar. I know Alicia gave you the technical term. So there's the ruler, like two chopsticks, and then there's like a little. The bottom of the foot which has this little uptick on it. Wow, that was super technical. So I'm going to slide the fabric first in between. So this is the bottom of the fabric, so you can see what it will look like from the bottom, and this is the top of the fabric, Cynthia. So it goes underneath, in between the second and third bar on the big bar here where my thumb is, and then I have it slid in between the other two sets of chopsticks on the middle bar. Oh, so you didn't put yours in between, Alicia.
In between what?
You know, the second bar closer to the needle. I have mine straddling the fabric because it looks like it needs help feeding because there's actually an indentation in it.
Hold on. I might have just... Yep, I did. Hold on, I gotta cut it.
Oh, sorry. Don't roll the hand wheel backwards. Don't do it.
Well, now I think I've bird nested myself. There's extra thread in there. Hold on.
Oh, here we go. Yes, you're folding, Sandra, to the left each time. Correct. The indentation is actually making a right fold, but you're going to fold it the opposite way and make a left fold, and you keep pulling from the fabric from the right. Correct.
And that's a good question because that's where I was going wrong.
That's where Alicia got confused because we are both using black fabric so you guys could see it really well. And then we realized that we as in Alicia, we were confused what the right side of the... She's like,
thanks, Darlene.
I'm going to throw you under the bus at some point too. Oh, that's good. It's a mango passion fruit tea.
That does look good.
Fresh mango chunks and lychee in it. It's so good.
I feel like asking where you got it from, but I know there's nothing like that in Ohio.
You guys don't have boba?
No, I don't have boba.
So I'm a foofy drink person. Not all alcoholic drinks. Like I'm a foofy coffee person. Did I tell you this story once already? I had my husband's from Southern Indiana. Did you know that?
No.
North Vernon. It's outside. He was born in Columbus. So we had gone back to see his family one time, and he brings his Yankee Seattle wife back to Cornfield Central, like where he lived. I kid you not. It is so flat where he lives. You can see the curvature of the earth, like literally.
That's Indiana.
You can see 3 water towers over. I have never been to the Midwest. I was terrified I was going to get a tick. I thought for sure if I walked outside, I was going to get a tick because my husband used to get them all the time playing in the woods. And I'm like, there is bugs that embed themselves into your skin. What? Like, no idea. So anyway, I was a little concerned about my coffee addiction because I called his cousin who we were staying with at the time, and I was like, hey, Michelle, like, is there like an espresso stand in your town? And she's like, what's, you mean like coffee? And I'm like, well, no, not really plain coffee. It's like an espresso shot. She goes, I don't know what you're talking about, Darlene. I'm Darlene. And I'm like, okay. Is there a Starbucks? She goes, well, there's one in Indy, and that's like 45 minutes north of where we are in North Vernon. Anyway, apparently I made such a stink about it, which I did not think I did, just for the record. She went out and bought this drip coffee pot and then thought I was going to drink drip coffee. And I was like, well, crap, now I have to drink drip coffee because, I mean, I do now. This was like my younger days. Because I was super embarrassed that she goes, I got you a coffee pot. And then she pulls out Folgers and I'm like, no. Mm-mm.
Oh, that's funny. You can put some whipped cream on top of it.
Nor am I surprised that there wouldn't be a boba place in Dayton, Ohio, because the Starbucks is a relatively new thing.
I don't like Starbucks. I liked Zaxby's coffee a lot better.
Yeah.
And now I don't really drink that stuff at all. So I would like.
Can we even be friends? I mean, seriously.
Well,
do you drink tea?
Oh, yeah.
Do you drink Diet Coke?
No.
Oh, well. I literally feel like that meme every day that the coffee is running with the baton to hand the baton off to the wine glass. I feel like my day is like.
I would drink what you've got in that little cup now. That looks good.
Oh, that's nice. My own mother just called me a coffee snob on the feed. That's nice. Thanks, Mom. Lauren said there's boba in Kent, Ohio and Athens, Ohio.
It's like 3 hours away. All the good stuff is far away from me. That's the problem. It's like, oh yeah, come to Columbus, come to Athens, come to Cleveland, and I'm
Odie said, I think my foot is too tight in the fabric. How do I adjust? It's your if it's pinching down too tight, it's this adjustment right here, Odie. So lefty loosey.
Righty tighty.
What was that?
I said righty tighty.
Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Yes. And you can make big adjustments on that presser bar pressure knob.
The thing controls
the thingamajig.
We come up with our own featherweight. We are coming out with a book. Our own manual.
That would be fun, actually. Everybody would be like, "Oh my gosh, I totally understand now."
We totally should.
That totally looks like a
commentary. It's so funny.
All right, friends. Do we cover it all, or do we have we embarrassed ourselves enough tonight?
Well, now that I don't know that we're going to be friends anymore because I don't drink the same things as you.
For the record, Starbucks is not my favorite either. It actually is over roasted. It tastes burnt to me. Yeah, but it's like the McDonald's hamburger. Like, they don't make the best tasting hamburger in the whole world. They just make the most popular one, because you can go into any McDonald's and order a hamburger and it's going to taste the exact same, regardless of whether you're in Shanghai or you're in Dayton, Ohio. So that's the thing with the Starbucks Americano, where their espresso roast is, it's not the best cup of coffee. It's just the most sold cup of coffee in the country, in the world, actually, because it just tastes the same regardless of where you are. Oh, Deb in Kentucky said, yes, a manual in common English, please.
We'll have little bubbles. Darlene says, Alicia
says. Really means. Oh, Rhonda's chiming in. She's a tea drinker, hot or cold. I guess I do like tea also. I guess I just can't trust you if you don't like coffee. No, just kidding.
I like coffee, but you're going to make fun. I like Speedway coffee. with lots
What's a
of
Speedway?
Speedway is gas station. It is gas station coffee. It's like my traveling mojo. Like it's like one of those things that I always get when I go somewhere. Or I make my own. I actually make my own creamer with monk fruit.
Oh, yeah.
I put that in the coffee, and then I use these nut pods that you can get, like, it's made out of almond milk.
Oh, okay.
And then I've also used a real half and half in there too.
Nice. I like.
I'm a health nut, so like that's kind of where we kind of
go. Okay. Oh, Gwen says, Gwen says, put me on your pre-order list for our book.
Look there.
Yes, we already have one sold. All right. All right, you guys.
We're doing good.
Oh my goodness, Mel. I'm sorry about the quilt as you go. I'm not ready yet. Instead of taking the last couple of days off, I should have been working on that. It's what I should have been. Okay, let's see. Okay, good. I think this is all going downhill, everybody. Lots of coffee comments. Okay, we're going to jump off. We need to tell them what we're doing next week, though. So we're going to do the zipper cording foot.
So I actually have multiple feet here.
Me too. So we can talk about the differences. That's actually not a bad idea.
Because I have these two, the right and left cording foot.
Okay.
And then I've got two of these, which I'm pretty sure are either the same thing or they're slightly different size. I'm pretty sure they're the same thing.
Well, there's a zipper foot narrow and there's a zipper foot wide too. So those both look like the narrow ones to me.
Yeah, because they're the exact same number.
Okay. So let's you and I have a little pre-powwow like we did this week. Oh, Reagan. Look, she got her hair. Oh, she got her hair done yesterday. Doesn't it look pretty?
Oh, it does.
Very
I like it.
She's so funny. So we'll have a pre-powwow ahead of time and decide what we're gonna, which ones we'll talk about, and then, we can go through all the different ones. How does that sound like? Like a good idea?
Sounds good to me.
Perfect. So sewing while I was watching YouTube and my machine still runs. Oh, that's an adjustment in the foot controller, Franny. We'll talk about that. All right, friends. You guys are so much fun. Thank you for joining me, Miss Alicia, my buddy.
You're welcome.
I'm looking forward to next week already. I hope everybody has a great night. I will be back on Friday for my Sip and Sew at 4:00 Pacific on YouTube and Facebook. I think I'm still going to be working on that pillow topper from last week. Putting in a zipper would be awesome. Becky said, niceness. All right. Thank you, friend.
Welcome.
I will talk to you next week.
Sounds good. You guys have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you soon.
All right. Bye, sweetheart.